box. Y'all seen that? You know what's coming. Beauty. Make some room here. I'll make this look good and I'll explain. I'm gonna sit down and explain to you guys what's the plan. Alright, move the box out of the way. Here we go. Carlos again over here. I didn't want to make a video without me having any parts to actually build something. So I was waiting to gather all these parts so I can make sure that when I start something, hey, I'm good to go. At least I'll have the base for it, the base to install my turbo. So this is going to be part one of my turbo builds for my LS Sonoma. Okay, so as y'all can see, pull all these goodies out of the box. Ooh, all right, heads up, this is us, VS Racing, from Summit Racing, VS Racing 7875. Okay, it came with the necessary gasket to T4 mount. We got the drain, oil drain. Also, I got myself a VS Racing 44 or 45 millimeter wastegate. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up, but I think it's a 44 45, but it's not a 60 millimeter or 62 or whatever. So also ended up getting this on eBay, waiting for this. This is a T4 mount flange with a V-band at the end. Okay, for this here, I can mount this one depending on how I do my exhaust. I kept my original stuff, by the way, and I can place this here, you know what I mean, and I can just move the angle whichever way I want it to. I want to have a choice. I want to have options. Here's the V-band that came with this kit. Okay, that's about 70 bucks. I ended up going to eBay, buying other V-bands. By the way, these are 3-inch V-bands, same as this one too. So $15 a pop. That's 30 bucks right there. Yeah, they're made in China, but I had to wait for my parts to get here before I decided to make a video. Plus, I was doing my sidewalk over here, so I had some issues. That's done. That's taken care of. And my original factory exhaust. Okay, I'm gonna go with my own factory exhaust, and I'm gonna make the turbo out of this one. Okay, heat shield. I still have this heat shield. I ended up getting a block off plate for the you know, so I'm gonna make this work. This on my engine, it came from the engine basically. I cleaned it up and I thought I was gonna use it and I never did. I ended up going with eBay stuff, so I kept it in the back burner. Guys, the reason why I didn't get a turbo log for my exhaust is because where they place the turbo on the turbo log, it's not where I like. It's not where it's gonna be fixed, and then I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to make my own. So the plan is to get these V-bands installed here. Okay, wherever I decide to cut it, and whichever way I want to decide to make the exhaust. By the way, the exhaust is gonna be facing forward. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna flip it this way. It will fit this way also on my block. It could be facing up if I want. Cut wherever I need to cut, somewhere around here to make it work. Okay, and if up doesn't work, then I can still use my other exhaust and go down with it, because this one you can fit it with on the passenger side. It's gonna be out of the passenger side. See, this one, if I mount it on the side of the passenger, it gotta be facing down. So I can choose down or up. Okay, why buy a turbo log manifold, $200 and something, almost $300, when these are free and you make it work? So what I'm doing is I'm basically doing things the least costly possible. Okay, so all I got to do is find my spot, look at areas where I need to look, where I'm gonna go and put my piping through in front of the radiator and avoid the water pump and the power steering pump and all that good stuff. That way that way it's gonna be mounted in the front too, so I don't want the pipe to go behind it. If I have issues and I don't have room, then I may have to go behind it you know, facing towards the rear, exhaust facing towards the rear, and then under the transmission coming back up again. But in the meantime, this is what it is. This is what she came with. That was a pretty penny, so I'm gonna do this and try to make it look good. I want to keep it under the hood. I don't want it sticking out of the hood. If, you know, if I go with a turbo lock, it may end up sticking out of the hood or be tight. So, but other than that, this is what we got. The cable's here. This is a positive cable. I gotta move my battery. Okay, I gotta relocate my battery because where the turbo is going to be. Turbo's going to get in the way, and the turbo's going to get in the way of the coolant reservoir. So that might end up getting moved, or somehow put a heat shield and trying to cover it from that so it won't, or put a blanket on this thing. So we'll see. We'll see where we're at by the time we're there. But I gotta relocate the battery towards the back. More than likely it's gonna be on the passenger side because I need to distribute the weight properly. And what makes sense is the fuel tank is on the driver's side and me sitting there, so there's more weight on the driver's side than the passenger side. So I gotta take the battery and move it out towards the back. It might help balance the weight situation and put more weight on the rear tires. Again, what's going to happen in the future is going to be a new transmission, a different drive shaft, and a different rear end on it with maybe wider tires. So that's the goal. All right, guys. By the way, this is part 1 of my turbo build series. Okay. So, part 1. Part 2 is going to be me taking the exhaust out of the passenger side, doing a dry fit with this stuff here, okay? And which way is the best way? Let's do this.